All right, so let's start standing up. Come back here so you guys can see me. We're doing a little Tai Chi. 3, 4. You're gonna open up your body, lift your heels. Get everything nice and open. And eventually we're going to come to a stop here. All right, and then as we come to a stop, now we're going to do our skiers. So you're going to take your hands up to the sky. Right, here comes sideways maybe. No, I don't have space. That's okay. We're going to bend the knees, send the hips back and down. You know, you see the very tops of my hands, right? You can see them as they come down. You're going to push your belly to your thighs, let your hands sweep back behind you. So your fingertips are going towards the back of the room, right? And then you're going to push, come all the way up, right? So let's do that 9 more times. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. 1. Come all the way up and let your hands come down. All right, now take your feet super wide as you can. Take your hands up to the sky. We're going to do our windmills here. So you're going to bring your right hand to your left ankle. Come back up. Left hand to the right ankle. Come back up. So we're just going to do these a few times. All right, let's do 2 more each side. 2, 2, 1, and 1. All right, now we're coming all the way up. Let your hands come down. Now we're going to do one more thing, right? Standing up here. So you're going to bring your feet together again. Come stand this way so you can see my whole body. Now, what we're going to do here, right? You're going to take your hands up to the sky. Take your feet about hip width distance apart, right? And you're just doing a basic squat here, right? That means you're going to keep your chest up, send your hips back and down. So take a little squat. But then as you come up, right, you're going to first lift up your left foot, take your right elbow and bring it to your left knee. So it's like this. Right, now you can do this with your left toes on the floor. You're going to give it a little more crunch as you bring the elbow towards the knee. If it doesn't touch, that's okay, right? But then we come back up. Now do the other side. Right, you're going to come down, and you're not going to come down. You're going to pick up your right foot, bring your left elbow to your right knee. So a little crunch. Come back up, and then in between, you take a squat. Squat, come up. Right elbow to left knee. Left elbow to right knee. Squat, come up. All right, so we're going to try to keep doing this for a minute, right? So it's crunch, crunch, squat, crunch, crunch, squat. You try to keep looking at my watch so that I know how much time we've gone. Right, we got a little bit longer. Maybe we want to be done, but not quite yet. Crunch, crunch, squat, crunch, crunch, squat. A few more. Last one here. And we're gonna come all the way up. We're gonna let our hands come down. All right, now from here, we're gonna make our way down to the mat. So lift your heels, right? If you can come down without dropping your hands, maybe you just come straight down, right? Maybe you gotta cross your feet, maybe you gotta drop one knee at a time, right? We're getting all the way down to the mat. And then as we get all the way down, now, we're gonna come, I'm gonna turn sideways here on this mat. You're gonna lay down on your back. We're gonna do first just some basic crunches, right? So you're gonna find your spot here. So take your arms out long, tuck your chin to your chest, come all the way down. All right, now you've got 3 options with your crunches here. Easiest thing to do, just grab your opposite shoulders like you're giving yourself a hug, keep those elbows into your chest, come up and down. All right, middle option, you take your hands, bring your fingertips behind your head so your elbows are going out to the sides, and then you lift up and down here. You're peeling your head and shoulders off, taking your chin straight up towards the ceiling. Right, now the hardest thing, you can take your arms all the way long, right? So my arms are extended behind me, my biceps stay by my ears as I lift up and down, right? So you decide where you want to be with those crunches, right? If you're here at the easiest level, you got to make sure that the elbows stay glued to the chest. You don't want to start to lift them up and push your elbows forward, making your arms do the work to get you up and down. If you're here with your fingertips behind your head, you got to make sure that those elbows come out to the sides, right? You don't want to start to pull your elbows in, let them flap you up and down. And if you've got your arms overhead, you got to make sure that your biceps stay by your ears. You don't want to throw those arms forward to get you up and down, right? So those are all our options. We're just going to do 10 more here, right? And you are probably already picked your spot. You've done way more than 10, but we're going to do 10 right here. Just finish it off. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, so now we come all the way down. As we come all the way down here, right, now you're going to take your hands to your sides. Let your knees hug into your chest, right? Now, we're going to do that again. We're going to try to do a full sit up here, right? So that means your feet are going to come down. We're going to move a little bit further down here so I've got space. And then you're going to take, everybody's going to take their arms overhead, right? So you look like this. What you're going to try to do here, you're going to try to come all the way up so that you're sitting up. So this time you are going to use your hands, right? That's the cheat that you get. You let your arms come up. Now they don't stay by your ears, right? They swing forward. So you can bring yourself all the way to a seated position. Arms are reaching forward. And then you come back down. Now, try it, right? The first couple times you might feel you're going to lift your feet a little bit to get up, right? Arrange your feet. Usually it means for me that I got to bring my feet in closer to my glutes before I can really get it down, right? Or maybe further away. Right, so arrange that, and then it should start getting a little bit easier. Go up and down, and once you find your spot, now if you can't find a spot here where you're able to get up and down, maybe you just come halfway up and down and you're doing like these long lever, right, crunches. Maybe you have to go back to one of the other version of crunches, right? If you're doing crunches here, it's okay. If you can do the full sit up, go for it. All right, now I just want you to do, once you found your spot here, 5 more, right? So we're gonna do 5 right here. You're either doing a sit up or you're doing another version of the crunch, or you're doing any version of the crunches, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right. Now we're going to come back down, right? Eventually we're going to make that a little sequence. So remember what you did, right? It was easy for you to get a quick 5 in. Did you have to go back to the crunches? Did you do the sit-ups? Right? Whatever's going to work for you, you should be something that challenges you. It's not easy, but it shouldn't be something that's impossible for you to do, right? Because you want to have your form good. All right, now we're going to come from there, right? We're going to come into our bicycles. So you're going to bring your legs to that floating table position. Everybody's going to take their fingertips behind their heads, so like this, right? And then from here, you're going to extend your left leg long, let your left heel hover over the mat. And you're going to peel up, bring your left shoulder towards your right knee, right? Your right leg is staying floating table, your right elbow is staying anchored to the ground, right? So you're not trying to flap around here with your left elbow, right? It's just peeling up with your left shoulder. So neither of them is actually going to touch your knee. It's okay, right? You come back down, let your head come down, bring your left shoulder all the way down. Now pull that left knee back in, take your right leg, extend it long. Now you're going to pull that right shoulder up towards the left knee. And again, think about it, right? You're not flapping that right elbow around. You're just letting the shoulder come up, that left elbow staying glued to the ground. You can see it better here, right? And then we come all the way back down. Now pull the right knee in. So we're going to do that 5 times on each side, right? You don't have to go super fast. Keep it nice and controlled. Extend left leg, right shoulder to left knee. Bring it all down, switch it out. Right shoulder to left knee. Right? So just do 4 more here. 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2, and then last one. 1 and 1. All right, so let yourself relax down. Maybe hug your knees into your chest. Now here's what we're going to do here, right? We're going to put that together. So we're going to do 5 either crunches or sit-ups, and then we're going to go to do 5 bicycles. And we'll go back and do 5 crunches, 5 sit-ups. We'll do it one last time. 5 crunches or sit-ups, 5 bicycles. So we're going to do it 3 times through, all right? So we start with the feet on the ground. You're either going to do those sit-ups or you're going to do your version of the crunch, right? So we're going to do 5 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Right now we're going to come all the way down. Bring your fingers behind your head if they weren't already, and we're going to do our 5 bicycles. So 5, 5, 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2. Last one. 1 and 1. All right, now we go back to the crunches for the sit-ups. All right, so we do 5 here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, let yourself come all the way down here. As we come all the way down, now you're going to take your legs to floating table, bring your fingertips behind your head, 5 bicycles. 5, 5, 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2. Last one. 1, and 1. All right, come all the way down. Okay. Now, last time here, we're going to go through our sit-ups 4 crunches. Okay, so your version, 5 of those. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come all the way down. Okay, and last time with the bicycles, right? Bring your legs to floating table. 5 more. 5, 5, 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2. Last one here. 1 and 1. All right, so now let yourself take a little break here. Let your feet come down. Maybe you hug those knees in, or maybe you're just extending, letting your arms go overhead, whatever feels good here. Now, when you're ready, you're going to take your feet and you're going to kick them straight up to the sky. My feet straight up to the sky. We're going to take my arms overhead. Right, so here's what we're going to do here at first. We're just going to do little crunches here, right? So you're going to take your hands, scoop them up, reach them toward your fingertips. Come back down, arms overhead. right? So you're gonna do that 9 more times. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one here. You know, right, let everything come down as you come down here. Right now, you're gonna come up. This time, you're gonna reach up, lift your head and shoulders, keep reaching towards your toes. And now we're gonna pulse, right? Which means you're coming a little bit more up and not all the way down. A little bit more up, not all the way down. So we're gonna do that 10 more times. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Right, now come all the way down here. Right, now from here, we're just gonna do our scissor reaches, right? So that means you start with your arms overhead. Right, now you're gonna drop your, let's start with the right heel. I'm gonna drop my right heel towards the ground. It's gonna hover the ground, and I'm gonna lift up. I'm gonna reach my left hand straight forward outside my left leg, and I'm gonna reach my right fingertips towards my left toes. And then you're gonna switch everything out. So your arms go back overhead, your right leg comes up, your left leg comes down. We lift up, reaching your left fingertips towards your right toes, letting that right hand come outside the right thigh. Come all the way back down, right? So we're just going back and forth here, switching your legs. We're gonna do 10 more each side. 10, 10, 9, 9, 8, 8, 7, 7, 6, 6, 5, 5, 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, and 1. All right, now come down to your knees, maybe into your chest. We probably did a lot of those. I realized after I said 10, I was pretty done like 4. 10's probably a lot, but I already said it, so we did it, right? All right, let yourself roll to one side or the other here. We're gonna come, push ourselves up, back up to seated. Now, as we come back up to seated here, right? Now, what we're gonna do here, you're gonna come into tabletop. So that's hands and knees pose. I'm gonna try to come straight ahead here so you guys can see what we're doing. Everyone's good. All right, now you have the choice here. It's not gonna work. I'm just gonna come straight ahead. All right. I feel like I made this weird. Here we go. That's what we're gonna do. All right, so we're here in tabletop. All right, now as you come into tabletop, you have the option here. You can do this from basically a down dog, right, where you tuck your toes under, you lift your hips up and back, and it looks like this. Or you can do it from a plank, which looks like this, where you've got your shoulders over your wrists, your hips just below your shoulders. Right, we are going to drop a knee eventually, so you have to come to full plank here, right, so that we get the right body position, right? But if you need to, if you hate holding a full plank, then come into tabletop. I mean, come into a down dog as we start, right? So you can be here, or you can be here. Now, all we're gonna do here, you're gonna drop your left knee down to the ground, right? Whether you're in plank or you were in down dog. Then you're gonna lift that right leg up to hip level. Right, so now your right leg's up. And then if that feels okay, take your left hand, reach it forward. Left palm's gonna open towards the right side of the room, left thumb up to the sky. You're gonna take 3 crunches here, right? So you're gonna bend into your right knee, bend into your left elbow, touch them together under your chest, tuck your chin to your chest as they touch, open it back up, right? Do that twice more. Crunch in, Open up. Crunch in. Open up. Now, as you come up here, now you're going to drop your left hand down to the mat. Right? Take those left toes, kick them a little bit over to the left. You're going to drop your right foot down, the right foot flat on the mat. So my right knee is even, or my right heel is even with my left knee right now. My left wrist is even with my left shoulder. My left shoulder is right over my left wrist. And then you're going to take your right hand up to the sky. You still can't see my right hand. I'm trying to get myself all in the camera, right? So we're open here towards the right side of the room. Right now, from here, you're going to take your right arm and your right leg, lift them up. So you're reaching towards the front of the room, towards the top of your mat, you're lifting that right leg. And then tap that right foot back down, reach your right hand straight up. All right, do that twice more. Reach and lift, drop it down. Reach and lift, drop it down. Now you're gonna come back down here, let your right arm come back down. Right, so you're coming back through, kind of, you've got that left knee down in that tabletop position, right leg is extended. You're gonna take your left leg and extend it long. So now you're either in full plank, or if you need to, you're in down dog. Right. We're gonna do that on the other side. You're gonna drop that right knee this time. So right knee's on the ground. I think a little bit this way so you guys can see. All right, I'm gonna lift my left leg up to hip level. And then from there, take your right hand, reach it forward. I'm gonna hit the shelf, so I can't too far. That's okay, right? So now we're here. Still not working. All right, now we're gonna take our crunches. Bend your right elbow, bend your left knee, tuck them to your chest. Open back up. Do that twice more. Elbow to knee, open up. Elbow to knee, open up. Now here, you drop that right hand down. Right, you're gonna kick your right toes a little bit to the right, drop that left heel down. Now you've got right wrist, right knee, left heel, all in one line. Take your left hand, reach it up to the sky. Now we'll do that same thing here. You're gonna lift up your left leg, reach those left fingertips towards the front of the room. Drop the left leg, reach back up. 2 more times. Lift and reach. Lift and reach. 1 more time. Lift and reach. Drop it all down. And then you're going to come back down, back into your extended left leg. Right, so your right knee's in tabletop, your left leg's in plank. Now you're going to take your right leg, bring it back to plank. Right, you can come to down dog if you want to. So we're going to do that sequence again, right? I'm going to drop my left knee to the ground this time, lift my right hand up to the sky, and move back so I have space. So we're here. Now I'm going to take my left hand, reach it forward. Take those crunches here. 3, 2, 1. Open it all back up. Drop your left hand, drop your right foot. I'm going to end up facing away from the camera, right? And then you're opening up. It's that modified type. It's all right. You can actually see me better here, right? So you're going to lift your right foot and reach your right hand. Drop them back down. Do that twice more. Reach and lift. Reach and lift. Then come back down. Keep that right foot on the ground. Bring it back to your half tabletop, half plank. Step that left foot back. You're in plank or you're in down dog if you need to be. Let your right knee drop. Okay. Lift up your left leg. Reach your right hand forward. Take your crunches here. 3, 2, 1. Now, drop that right hand, kick the right foot to the right, drop the left heel, open up, side plank. Lift and reach. 3, 2, 1. Drop it back down to your half tabletop, half plank. We're gonna do that one more time through on each side, right? So we step back to plank, hold it for a breath, drop the left knee, lift the right foot, reach the left hand. Take your crunches here. 3, 2, 1. Now drop the left hand, drop the right heel, open up to your modified side plank. Lift and reach 3 times. 3, 2, 1. Drop the right hand, come back to your half tabletop, half plank. One last time on the other side, right? So you're going to take that left leg, extend it long, This time we drop the right knee. You're gonna lift up that left foot, reach the right arm long. Take your 3 crunches here. 3, 2, and 1. Open back up. Now, let that right hand come down. Take that right foot out. Drop the left foot. Heel it up to your modified side plank. And we're going to reach and lift. Twice more. Reach and lift. Reach and lift. And we're going to take it all the way back down. Now this time, we're going to come back into tabletop. All right, now let your hips come to one side or the other. We're going to go back to that in a little bit. That's that exact move to our tabletop, working our side plank. But right now, we're going to come here into this hook line position. I'm going to turn here so that you guys can see my whole body. Right now, as we're here, take your hands, bring them back behind you, right? Pull your shoulder blades together, look up. Now what we're going to do first, right, you're going to press through all 4 corners of both feet. You're just going to lift your hips up to the sky. So it's a reverse plank or reverse table, right? You can make it a reverse plank if you want by extending your legs long. You don't have to, right? Now you're going to drop back down. If you're in a reverse table, right, kind of push your hips up to hip level, and then you drop them back down right to where they were. If you were in a reverse plank, right, you end up in a seated position. From there, we're just going to do that about 5 more times. All you're going to do is come up and down, right? So we're here in our hook line or in our seated extended leg pose, right? Up, reverse table or reverse plank. Drop it down. Just tap your hips lightly, right? Don't let everything slam into the mat. That makes it less work for your shoulders, more work for your core when you lift back up, and that's what we want, right? So we're doing that 4 more times. 4, just tap. 3, 2, and 1. Drop everything down here. Okay, so now you're seated. Now, what you're going to do from here, right? We're going to come back, and we're going to bring ourselves down to the forearms. Now you've got to arrange this, right? You want to be able to lift your feet up off the mat. Okay. So if you're not far enough back or you're too far back, you're not going to be able to do it. If it's something where you're like, oh my God, that's not going to happen. You're going to try arranging your arms. They need to come a little bit further back. They need to come a little bit further forward. Right, but you're lifting your feet up off the mat. Now, all we're going to do here at first, right? Try to bring it so your calves are parallel to the ground. You can bring the heels together so your feet are separated in that Pilates knee, or you keep your legs parallel. You're just going to kick forward. Okay, so you're straightening out your legs. See how mine can come high? Maybe yours can come lower, mine don't. And then you bend your knees, bring it back in. All right, so do that 9 more times. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, now let your feet come back down here. Push through your palms, bring yourself back up. All right, so this time we're going to go into those reverse planks or reverse tabletops 5 more times, and we're going to do something different when we come down to our forearms this time, right? But we're going to lift and lower 5 times again, right? So you push your hips up as high as you can, you're going to be even with your knees. Drop it back down, just tap it. Lift up. Do it 4 more times. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now come all the way down here. All right, now you're going to bend into your elbows, drop it back, so you're back here on your forearms. Lift your feet up again. Right? Now this time you're going to extend them long, right? So they might have to be high, might be low, right? I feel like I could get them lower if I arranged a little bit better, right? Now, what's the lowest they can come? All right, now from here, what we're going to do, you're going to bring one foot on top of the other, so you're just crisscrossing. Okay, so start doing that. We're going to do it for 30 seconds. more seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, now drop your feet down, push all the way up. Right, last time through here, we're gonna do those lifts into our reverse table or reverse plank. Right, so bring your hands to the mat, push your hips up to the sky, tap down. One more time. Lift up, down. Lift up, down. Lift up, tap down. Last one. Lift up, tap down. All right, now drop back to your forearms here. Right. And now from here, you're going to take your feet, kick them straight. Right, so you're here. Right, and now you're just going to go up and down, just like this. This one for 30 seconds too. Five more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, now drop your feet down, right? Let yourself come all the way up. This time as you come up, push your belly all the way to your thighs, hug around your knees, tuck your chin to your chest, drive your forehead to your knees. Let your low back release. Let your hip flexors release. All right, let's come around here. We're gonna come back in to your tabletop. All right, now this time from tabletop, right, you're gonna take your right leg and you're gonna extend it all the way along. I'm gonna move over a little bit so everything, I have space for everything. All right, so we're in tabletop. Take your right leg, extend it out to the side, right? So you're here. Got those right toes on the ground, just like before. We got that right knee even with the left hip, right? But here's what you're gonna do from here. You're gonna push away from the mat. You're gonna bring yourself all the way up into gate pose. Right, now from gate pose, you're just gonna reach up high, let your left hand come along your left thigh, or sorry, that's your right hand coming along the right thigh. Your left hand's reaching up and over, so you're taking a little side bend. This is just to get us ready. Now come back up through gate. Now you're gonna drop that left hand down. So now your left hand is parallel with your left knee, right? Parallel with your right heel. So we're just like in that modified side plank that we were in before. Now here's what you're gonna do here. You're gonna lift up your right leg. Right? Maybe you can reach those left fingertips towards the front of the room. Maybe your left fingertips stay up to the sky. It doesn't matter, right? I mean, it does matter. It's a little harder to reach them overhead, but it's fine if you keep it up to the sky. Now you're gonna really flex into your right foot. I just want you to kick that right foot all the way forward. Bring it back. Right, do that one more times. 4, 3, 2. Now bring it all the way back. Drop that right foot down. Push away from that with your left hand. Bring it back up through your gate. Reach up high. And then hinge at the hip. Bring it back down. Drop your hands to the mat. Step that right foot in. So we're back in our tabletop. All right, let's try that going the other way. So you're going to take your left leg, step it out to the side. Right, so left heel's even with the right knee. Push both hands away from the mat. Rise it up into your gate. Reaching up tall. And then just take your left hand, drop it to your left thigh. Reach that right hand up and over. Both hands back up. Now you're going to drop that right hand down to the mat. Right, so you're stacking your shoulders. Right hand is lined up with your right knee, lined up with your left heel. You can keep that left hand reaching towards the sky, or you can reach it overhead. Now you're going to pick up the left foot here. And we're kicking forward 5 times. So you just kick, bring it back. Bring it back. 3 more times. 3, 2, and take that right foot back, left foot back, drop it all the way down. Push away from that with your right hand. Bring it all the way up into your gate. And we're going to drop it down. The mat. Step that left foot back in. Now we're back in tabletop. All right, so we're gonna try to do this one. I don't know how it's gonna look on camera. I'm gonna try to make it look so you guys can see what I'm doing. All right, but I want you to come all the way down to your belly. All right, this is an exercise both for the back, right, and for the obliques. All right, so you come down to your belly. Now, you're gonna take your arms out long. Let your head come to the mat. I'm looking to the left right now so I can see the camera and you guys can see me, right? Now, you're gonna lift up. We're gonna start with the left leg because that's the one that you guys can see. Lift that left leg up, right? With everything else staying glued. Then you can take that left leg, take it over, flexing into your left foot so you can tap onto your right heel or right calf with your left foot, lift it back up, bring it back around, set it down, right? Now you do the same with the right foot. Lift it up, swing it over, tap the heel of the calf, take it back over, set it back down, right? So you should feel that, like I said, in your back and in your obliques. Now you can do something else with your head. You can take your head straight down, or you can lift it up slightly, right? You want to keep, if you're lifting it up, keep the crown of your head in line with the top of your mat. You don't want to peel up so your shoulders come up off the mat, right? But you can have it slightly lifted. If that's better, you can have it turned to one side or the other, all right? So we're gonna lift the left leg, swing it over, tap, lift it back up, drop it down. Pick the right leg up, swing it over, tap, drop it back down. I definitely feel this in my back, okay? All right, a few more times. I don't even know how many we've done. We're gonna do 5 more. 5, 5, 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2. Last one. 4, and 1. All right, now from here, sweep your hands back behind you. Let your palms come up. Right, now from here, you're gonna turn your forehead to the mat. Right, you're gonna glue the tops of your feet to the mat. So don't let the tops of your feet come up off the mat. Just peel your head and shoulders off the mat. Reach your fingertips as far back behind you as you can. This locust pose. Now you're gonna let yourself come down. Tap your forehead to the mat. Maybe your shoulders don't hit the mat, right? Because everything's hovering. And then you come back up, maybe even higher, right? So we're gonna do that 8 more times. Each time we get a little higher. 7 more times. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All the way down. Bring your hands by your chest. Push yourself back up. Let yourself come all the way to child's pose, or it's the best you can do in child's pose. Just push those hips back toward the heels. I want you to release that low back. Okay? And when you're ready here, bring it back up to tabletop. All right, you guys can stay where you are. I'm just rearranging myself so you can see. We got one last little working thing to do here, right? And then we're gonna go right into our stretches, so we'll feel amazing, all right? So you're gonna come here into tabletop. Now what we're gonna do, make myself slightly so you guys can see better, we're gonna do the mountain climbers, right? So you can do them from full plank, right? So I'm here, and then I just tap, 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 tap. Now if you want to, you can do them from down on your knees in a modified plank. That means your hips stay down, right? And you take one knee, the other knee, one knee, Yeah, now you can do them from tabletop if you absolutely need to, right? Tap, tap, tap. So you choose, right? I want you, again, I want you to be challenged, something that's hard for you, right? But not so hard you can't do it, right? Because we're gonna do this for 30 seconds. Coming into your mountain climbers. All right, two more on each side. Two, two, one, one. All right, now let yourself push back into down dog without coming down. Right, see if you can do it. And then from there, you're gonna take your right leg up to the sky. Now bend into your right knee. Shift forward. You're just gonna drop that right knee back behind your left wrist. Your right toes come back behind your right wrist. So you're trying to get that shin as parallel as you can to the front of the mat. That might not be very parallel, it's okay, right? Now you can go into full pigeon here. If you know that and you like that, you would lift up the right knee, start to move the right knee back, drop your right hip towards your left heel, keeping, did I tell you guys to lift your right leg?
Yeah.
I'll lift my left leg, it's okay, whichever leg you're on. So you move your left knee back, dropping your left hip towards your right heel, keeping that right hip off the mat. And that's my right hip, right? So we're here now. And then you would come down, maybe, right, by walking your hands a little bit further forward, by dropping down to your elbows, by laying all the way on your belly. Right? If you like pigeon, that's where you're gonna go. If this feels like torture to you and you're like, I don't even know what she's talking about, and your hip is way up in the air, and you couldn't get your knee bent at all, then I have an option for you, right? You're gonna drop all the way down to your right hip. Pull that left knee against the sole of your right foot, and then walk it forward over your right shin from here. That's the deer. Right? You guys have done that a million times. You can go to deer if you don't want to go to pigeon. But after everything that we did today, the pigeon should feel pretty amazing. If you are, make sure you keep your hands in front of your right shin, so between your right knee and your right ankle, right? You don't want your hands on either side, whether you're in pigeon or deer, right? This is not pigeon. This is not deer. You're going to be over the shin, whatever one you're doing. Now you're going to take 4 more breaths here. There, you're going to come back up to your palms. So your palms are in front of your right shin. Whether you're in pigeon or deer, here you're going to let your right hip come to the ground. Take your left leg, swing it around. Let both hips come to the ground. So you should end up with the sole of your right foot against your left inner thigh, right? And then you're going to turn yourself towards that left leg. Take your hands up to the sky, and then just fold over your left leg. You grab your toes if that happens for you, right? Maybe more likely that your hands are on your ankle or your shin or your knee. It's all good, right? We're trying to keep the chest open, right? Keep the back flat. Just bring your chest as far forward as you can. That's what I'm going to say, right? So you don't want to tuck your chin to your chest. You're not trying to make your head come down to your knee. You're trying to bring that chest forward over the leg. You feel it right in your right hamstring. Left hamstring, sorry. Oh, right, you guys are on your left. Take 4 more breaths here. 4. Right, now slowly peel up here. Right, now we did this the other day, right, the other week, I should say, right? So you have the option here. You're going to take your right hand, bring it around back behind your right hip. and your left hand is going to come up to the sky, right? Now, you're going to start to reach those left fingertips over, bend. You can bend into your right elbow, look over your right shoulder. It might look just like this, right? If you want a little bit more, right, maybe you push in to that right hand, let your hips lift up. Push, yeah, and drive your left toes into the mat. So reaching with that left hand, right? So you can be here, you can just be right here. Take 3 more breaths here. Now, if you lifted your hips, let them come back down. Everybody's going to sweep their hands around back in front of your right shin, right? And then bring that left leg around. You're going to bring yourself back into tabletop, or not into tabletop, sorry, into plank or down dog, right? You don't have to do those mountain climbers again, unless you want to, right? But you do have to come all the way back into your down dog. So we can do the other side, right? So this time you're going to lift your left leg up to the sky, then you're going to bend your left knee, shift forward, so you're going to drop that left knee by your left wrist. Let those left toes come over behind your right wrist. So you're going to come into your pigeon or your deer here. If you're coming into pigeon, you're going to pick that right knee up, walk it back so that your right hip drops towards your left heel, right? And you keep pressing that right hip towards the left heel, letting that left hip stay up off the mat. If you're going to come all the way into deer, you let your left hip come all the way to the ground, bend into your right knee, pull it against the sole of your left foot, and then hold over your left shin from there, right? Whether you're in pigeon or you're in deer, right? You just want to walk yourself a little bit forward, right? We're trying to get our chest as close to the ground as we can. Might be that you have to stay on your palms and you just walked them a little bit forward. That brought your chest closer to the ground. That's okay, right? Maybe you can get down to your elbows and that brought your chest closer to the ground, right? Some of you can probably come where you get your chest and your head all the way on the ground, but that's not necessary, right? Sometimes we're on the left hip, it's a little tighter, but it goes deep. That's normal, right? Because most of us are right side dominant. It makes our non-dominant hip tighter. Now, if your left side is your dominant side, or you've got anything else going on, right? It's possible you have more space on this side. If you do, then take that extra space. Listen to your body. It will tell you that's more space or less space on this side. Take 3 more breaths here. And when you're ready, everybody's going to come back up to their palms, wherever you are. Now, if you're in pigeon, right, you're going to let that left hip come down. Now, you can sweep your right leg all the way around, bringing the sole of your left foot against your right inner thigh, right? So we're angling now towards the right leg. You're taking your hands up to the sky, reach up high, lengthen out, and then just fold over that right leg. So again, maybe you grab onto your foot, more likely your hands are on your ankle or your shin or your knee. Keep that chest angled towards the left leg. And again, you're just trying to bring your chest as far forward as you can. Keep your crown of your head should be pointed somewhere like straight in front of you or up to the ceiling or somewhere in between. What the crown of your head should not be doing is pointing towards your right leg. All right, take 3 more breaths here. And then just let yourself peel all the way up. Right now, as we come all the way up here, now you're going to take your left hand, flip it around outside your left hip. Right hand lifts up to the sky and you start to reach it up and over your head, right? So you're looking over your left shoulder, trying to spiral your chest open to the left. Now, if you want to here, right, you can push into that left hand, lift your hips, let your right toes dig into the mat. Looks like this, right? Spiraling your chest even more. So if you want to stay down with your hips, it's okay. Reaching, reaching, reaching. 3 more breaths here. You lifted your hips up, drop them back down, right? And then everybody's going to swoop their hands around back in front of your left shin. All right, last thing here, we're gonna pull that right leg in. You don't have to go back through down dog this time, right? And then bring that left leg around. So you're back in hook line. You're just gonna lay all the way down on your mat, right? So find your spot. You can get all the way down. And we're gonna come into our waterfall, right? So that means take your hands to your sides, you kick your feet straight up to the sky. All right, now if you have wall space and you wanna do this against the wall, with your legs being supported by the wall, you do that. Maybe you're with me here, right in the center of your mat. Right? Either way, you gotta flex the feet. So the soles of the feet are pressing towards the ceiling. Let that blood go from your feet where it pools all day, back to your head and your heart where you need it more. Stay right where you are. Right, I'm just moving around a little bit so I can see better. And we just hold this pose for a few breaths. It sends the blood from the feet where it pulls all day back to our head and heart where we need more, like I already said, right? It's increasing our circulation. It's a good thing. It's naturally decreasing our blood pressure, also a good thing. Right? It's flooding our body with all those anti-aging, anti-stress hormones. That's a good thing, right? When we live these stressed out lives where we're constantly in fight or flight mode, right? Get things done, get things done, get things done. And those hormones, when we get those stress hormones in our body, that's what they're called, right? They help us to get things done when we're in a hurry, when we're trying to focus. We've got to take some time to let them dissipate out of our body to stay completely healthy. Okay, so that's what we're doing here, right? We just worked hard. Now we're letting those stress hormones flow out of our body, letting the anti-stress hormones flow in. All right, now you can stay here as long as you would like, right? But when you're ready to come out of this, we're just gonna bend the knees, let them scrape along the face and body. Slowly drop your feet back down to the mat. Let your feet get all the way back down to the mat. Just let yourself roll to one side or the other. Push ourselves up to seated. Right, and that is our Pilates for today. All right. You guys feel good?
Thank you.
Yes.